All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here on this February 2nd for another podcast here. And with me today, real estate extraordinaire, able to lead small buildings in a single bound, also manager of the St. Rose and SCC office, Amanda Lopez. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. What a great introduction. I appreciate that.
Huh?
Yes.
I practiced that at least 20 seconds before we started. Yep. So,
good job.
Thank you. So what's up? What's happening?
Well, I wanted to quiz you, first of all.
Oh, no.
I wanted to, yes, I know. I'm putting you on the spot. We did not rehearse this. I'm going to quiz you a little bit about today. So what is the verdict of Groundhog Day? Did Phil see his shadow?
Punxsutawney Phil?
Yes, you're saying it correct.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to say.
Quit Googling. Yes. He did, but that was a lucky guess. So he did see a shadow. So we have six.
You may call it a guess, but what I do is I telepathically plug in to the internet mentally, and I just felt yes. So I went with yes.
Okay, you're very intuitive. So yes, Punxsutawney Phil did see his shadow, and just really quick fun fact, I just learned this, that there's a whole ceremony and tradition that is actually held in Pennsylvania, a specific area. It's near Punxsutawney. It's called Gobbler's Knob. Gobbler's Knob. How long have they been doing this tradition where they let Phil see if he can see a shadow? Do you know?
Oh, God. At least 50, 60 years.
140 years.
Like I said, 140. Yeah.
Exactly. So for 140, and it's this big tradition. There's music, there's food, there's fun, there's people that get bused to this area, and it's just a big, people are very passionate about if Phil is going to see a shadow. He did see his shadow, and I hope we haven't lost a listener yet by this fun fact.
No, we have not.
Okay, good.
I can confirm.
Okay. And I'm very impressed that you knew about Punxsutawney. Punxsutawney.
Well,
I'm very impressed.
Seen Groundhog Day on more than one occasion.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
A very funny movie with Bill Murray.
It's so good. I think that we are so blessed, at least where we live, probably in Arizona and California. The weather is amazing. It's all good if we have another 6 weeks of winter. We can handle it. We're blessed. We're not in the storms. And here we go. So I was also going to give a movie review. I will leave that till the end, as I don't know if that's a income producing fact that can help agents, although it will help them in their lives. I will touch on that if there's time.
Okay.
And I'm sure you have an idea of my movie review. So I wanted to share. Listen, here's the deal. When you have me on the show, and I'm very grateful to be a regular, every quarter or so you invite me on, I do want to share value, and to where our listeners will leave the call and, I don't know, maybe be equipped with one more nugget or one more positive thought than prior to the call. So I better do that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, I've been in real estate for 25 years, and throughout my different roles of selling real estate, of coaching people, of managing, of networking, of recruiting, retaining, a lot of it has to do with what am I saying? Or what questions am I asking, more importantly? Not about tell, talk, but what questions am I asking to help move the person along? So I have a few things I was going to share about what you can be saying as an agent when you're working with buyers. So if you don't know what to say when working with buyers, here's a few closes. Is that okay?
Yes, let's hear it.
Okay. So something you can say to a buyer: inventory is increasing, so when would you like to explore your options?
I love it.
And that's a close. Okay, so we don't just say something and then just leave it dangling. That is a close. Another one is Mortgage rates may be lower than last year, improving affordability. When can I connect you with a lender to explore your purchasing power?
I love that one too.
Thank you. And one more, when talking with buyers or potential buyers, if you knew that you have more negotiating power than in the market peaks, how would you like to leverage that?
I love it.
Well, thank you. So, y'all, the moral of the story is we need to be closing. We need to be using open-ended questions that help folks start to think and start to potentially move along with you. Is there anything else you'd like to share about?
Well, the key is after you ask these questions to not talk, let them answer, because a lot of agents have a hard time with that. So, if you say inventory is increasing, so when would be a good time to explore your options? And then let them answer.
Zip it.
Right. How about any sellers? Do you have any sellers?
How'd you guess? So,
I'm pathetic.
Pathetic. So, when talking with sellers, I'm going to share just a couple things you could say. Balanced market dynamics mean pricing strategy and staging matter more than ever. When can we get together to discuss?
Love it. That's great.
And then I'd love if they follow it up with Monday at 1 or Tuesday at 3.
Right.
And then you just got to zip it. You got to be quiet. Say it, zip it, let there be an awkward silence. That's okay.
Yep, I love it. I love the, you can either just let it sit and let them answer or give them the little alternative. Because right now I have Monday at 2 and they also have Thursday at 4, which would be a better time for you. So you could throw that in there too. Sure.
I love it. I love it. One more for sellers. Knowing that modest price growth means setting the right list price is key to avoiding long days on the market. How would you like to price in order to sell quickly?
Love it.
Thank you. I'm practicing my silences too. Yeah, here's the deal. You're giving them a nugget. You're giving them 2 little nuggets there, and then you're closing them. So hopefully those can be used, the buyers, the sellers, and then I have one that could be used along with probably a zillion others, but this is for investors. If this applies to your market, which I believe it would for California, Arizona, Nevada, maybe you have fans in other states too. So this is something you could say to investors. Some homeowners are turning to rentals instead of selling, creating niche opportunities. When would be a good time to get together to find these opportunities?
I like it. And that's for somebody who is maybe not necessarily an investor right now, but could take advantage of this, especially with this current administration putting the kibosh on these big, equity firms or whatever, buying big chunks of real estate. Having 1 or 2 yourself is a really good idea.
I love it. I'm wondering if you say niche or niche.
Well, because I'm 61, I say niche, but yes, niche is just like, I think a lot of people say niche today because that's the new thing.
It sounds cool.
Just like I say schedule instead of schedule, but I'm not from Europe, so I wouldn't say schedule anyway. I have another one for big investors that own multiple properties and want you to take off commission. Here's my one. Park your car at a busy intersection, get out, and walk into oncoming traffic. No, I'm kidding. People ask me all the time, how do you work with investors? I always tell them, you don't. Now, other than this one here, where this one to me I like because it's telling somebody if you don't own another property or something, now may be a great time for you to do so. And here's another spin on this one. You can actually keep the house you live in because it probably has an incredible rate. Buy a house you want, right? And then when the rates come down even further, and they're going to, then you can refinance it into the the house that you into the rates that you want. So that's another great way to become an investor in real estate. Keep the one you have and buy another one and move into that one. Because especially if you have a 2-point something or a 3-point something, it's a smart thing to do.
It's yeah, absolutely. And you agents could literally create investors. Those folks that haven't done it yet and they're thinking about it, you could create your own investors that could be your clients for life, right?
Yes.
So I have 2 routes I can go.
Yes.
I was going to talk about my favorite stuff, like creating a balanced and happy life. That's my favorite stuff. And then I also prepared to talk about what agents can do right now to be successful. So I'm going to go with the latter, although they can maybe, who knows what I'll get to.
You can go to the first one if you want, because we're always talking about those kind of things, and I very rarely talk about balanced life. So maybe spend a few minutes on that too.
Okay. All right. So everybody on the call, if you aren't already doing this, create time boundaries, even if the market never sleeps. And I get it. I get that real estate can be 24/7 and you feel like you need to be. You don't have to be. So some tips to do that. And it takes discipline, man. It takes making a decision and then discipline. Set some hard stops a few nights a week. So hard stops where you're not scrolling through your phone, you're not checking emails, you're not clicking this, you're not checking text messages, but a hard stop. It doesn't have to be every night, but a few nights per week. And a way to do that and feel okay about it, you can let your clients know your response windows. You don't have to call them response windows. You can call it your hours, whatever you want to call it. If there's a certain day of the week you're not going to be available, or it's after 5 p.m. or it's after 7 p.m., whatever that is for you, just let people know. Put it in, you could put it in auto response to emails. You could put it in auto response text messages. You could let your sellers know when you give them the copies of their paperwork, or you probably do that electronically. Let your sellers know and your buyers know, here's my hours. And if you have backup, if you have staff, if you have other people, let them know. But giving somebody your schedule, and it doesn't just have to be, hey, I'm done working at this time. Here's what I do all day. And in those hours when you're prospecting, you can say, I'm actively looking for a buyer for your home. I'm actively looking for a property for you, right? So in your prospecting times, your lead generation, put that, spell it out to them. So giving them your schedule. And then I already said to use auto responses or assistance when possible. The truth is that the clients are going to respect your boundaries more than your burned out availability. Because burned out availability, not many people love to see burned out Amanda.
Right.
So,
it's not good.
You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree enthusiastically, okay? But it's true.
Well, anybody burned out is not good.
Yeah. No. So creating these time boundaries, all good. Another area to touch on for creating a balanced and happy life in real estate is to redefine what success means for you. So I've found, and I've been there, where a lot of agent burnout can come from chasing someone else's idea or version of success. If, you know what, if closing 5 homes in a year, closing 1 home a month, and having balance and being flexible, being able to, whatever it is for your family, if that's success for you, great. It doesn't have to be closing 100 deals a year.
Right.
So success could mean a certain amount of income, a certain amount of free time, and peace of mind, instead of just closings, rankings, and social media followers. I know that stuff is important. So you get to define what success means for you. You all do, you know. My bedtime is 8:15 and people laugh. It is what it is. It makes me better the next day, you know.
That's late for me, but yes, sorry, people laugh at me all the time. When I tell them what time I get up, no one believes me. I'm like, okay, just until they get I answer emails sometimes when I get up, and they're like, well, you emailed me back at 3:20. I'm like, yep, that's the time I get up.
So I think a good question we can all ask ourselves and ask ourselves regularly is the life I'm building one I actually want to live in?
What a great question. Because like you just said, if you're picking somebody else, now listen, there's two things like what you just said, okay? When you compare yourself to other people sometimes, it's not good because, well, you want that. And once again, if you don't have the same scenario, like if you don't have, if that person doesn't have children and you have 3, or that person doesn't have dogs and you have 4, see what I did there? Then you can't say to yourself, well, I want to do exactly what they do, because then you frustrate yourself because you can't. I coach 2 people that their goals are to do 6 deals this year because they have other income and they're semi-retired. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So it's your goals when you start comparing yourself. Now, modeling is different. Modeling is, I want to be positive like this person, and here's the routine they are to be positive. That's perfectly good, right? But when you compare and then frustrate yourself, that's not good.
Absolutely. I think I've said this before, that comparison is the thief of joy. I read that somewhere, and it's true. So, yeah.
That's a good one.
You all have permission to create your own success. Define it, share it with us so that we can help support it and stick with it and be okay with it. Be excited about it, no matter what it is. Another point I would like to share about creating a balanced and happy life is to protect your mental energy. And we have a few different tips of how to do that, because guys, this emotional load can be heavy in this industry. Unless you're really good at keeping your emotions between the lines, no matter what, though, deals fall apart, clients panic, timelines shift. So it's fluid. You got to be able to ebb and flow with it. So one of the tips to protecting your mental energy is to start your day before checking your messages. So if that's getting up, getting your coffee, doing something good for your mind before you look into, and I'm guilty, especially if I can't sleep in the middle of the night, I try not to look at my phone. It's just so easy to access your emails and your text messages and whatnot, but give yourself some time for you before you check your messages. I mean, listen, if you get a message that you want $1 million, awesome. That's a really great way to start your day. I just don't know if that's going to happen. So move your body, even just 15 minutes, move your body. If you're not going to the gym like Rick, whatever, do something. Go take a walk. Move your body. 15 minutes can count.
Absolutely.
And then
no doubt.
I like this one because I've heard of this as a bedtime ritual. I like this, ending your workday with a shutdown ritual. So ending your workday with a shutdown ritual. Is it a walk to decompress? Is it a workout? Some people love to go, Carlos likes to go work out after work. Is it journaling? You could journal and you could jot down 3 great things that happened today, or 3 wins, something you learned from the day, whatever it is, maybe a little journal, a little reflection, get it out of your head, get it onto paper, then it doesn't have to take up any more space. And maybe some music. Maybe you walk into your home and you say, Alexa, play Neil Diamond on repeat. Because that could be your end of day ritual.
Is that the soundtrack to your favorite movie?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
So, okay, I like this. It's tying into this. It's like, think of your mind like a listing. So a listing, it might need some staging. It might need some care. It might need some maintenance, right? So what do you need to do for your mind every day to protect it, to protect that mental energy?
Yep.
All right. So are we on the right track? Go ahead.
Yeah, I call it controlling your mental environment, but it's the same thing. You gotta be in charge of what goes in and out, because every one of us is in charge of what we're thinking about. Now, sometimes these thoughts jump in. You don't have control over that, but you do have control what you do after that. You can focus on anything you want to, so focus on something positive. Don't focus on your negative past. everybody's got things that have happened in life that they're not proud of and wish they could do over, but you can't. So just get on with it and focus on stuff that is, beneficial.
Yep. I love
There you
it.
go.
So
Yes.
the next point is to build systems so you don't become the system. Systems. And it's interesting because Mark Weinberg, who's been with us 40 years, he shares a lot about systems versus having goals.
Yeah.
So some things that you can have as a system, and just so you know, balance comes from these things being in working order. So if you want balance, you need to have a CRM that actually works for you. We have one. We have the VAC. Now, it can't just sit there without you spending some time with it. The VAC can work for you. So that could be a system once you get it up and running, working in the background for you. Oh my gosh. And that can help create balance in your life. Templates for emails and follow-ups. We're using a system called Follow-Up Boss for as managers for our prospecting, and there's these great templates that we've created, and they're just there. It saves so much time, and you can customize them. So create templates and emails for your follow-ups, right?
Love it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be times you have to do the same thing. So why take longer when you could have had a template and it could have taken you 2 seconds?
Yeah. Systems are so important, and if you take advantage of the tools we have that are very systematic as well, there's another thing that'll help you out tremendously.
Exactly. Delegation. This is still under the building systems. So delegation. What do you need to delegate? Can you delegate to a transaction coordinator? Can you delegate to a virtual assistant? Can you delegate to showing partners? What can you delegate? That's going to help you in your life. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the key right there. So you know what? You definitely take control because that's your job.
Yeah, because we might think that everything requires us, right? Everything requires Amanda. Everything requires Rick. No, guess what? If everything requires you, you're building a job and you're not building a business.
Right.
So everybody needs to look at where do I need to let go a little bit? Maybe you need to train somebody up because you want to build a business to where 10 years, 20 years from now, you've built a gold mine. There's systems in place and you can sell the gold mine, or you could share it with someone, and it could be your residual income. This does not require you to be working 70 and 80 hours a week for the rest of your life to make income from this and to service your clients. You get systems in place, you can create a beautiful future for yourself.
Yeah, and you know what's great about this year so far is I agree with that 100%, is that I'm actually having talks with people because they're way busier already this year than they were last year about, because, when you start getting busy, the things that you do that got you there seem to be the first things that go, right? Talking to people, filling a pipeline, those go because now I have 2 listings, 3 listings. I have 4 pendings. I never had that before, which is all great stuff. So there comes a point where you say to yourself, am I going to delegate? Am I going to get a transaction coordinator? Am I going to get a part-time assistant? Or am I going to level off at a certain amount of business because I can only do so much? So those are great questions, though, if you look at it that way.
I love it. Absolutely. I am going to share maybe one more point. We'll see, maybe more. So something that we would benefit by doing is separate agent you from human you. Okay, so separate agent you from human you. And it's really hard because it seems like real estate and like career pops up in every single conversation. But I want to share with all of you that you are not your last deal. You are not your worst client. You are not your slowest month. Like those things don't define you, right? Yeah, they happened in your business. Oh, well, it doesn't mean it has to define you. And you just have to really, move past those things that could happen inevitably in your business. And, making space for things such as like hobbies that don't have anything to do with real estate. What can you do that doesn't have anything to do with real estate? Granted, it is great to tie in the topic of real estate when you're out and about because that can build your database, your gold mine. But do something that doesn't have anything to do with real estate. It'll make you more versatile anyway.
Right.
I don't know if this is possible, but make space for friends who don't ask about the market. Granted, we want them to look at you as the resource. We also want to have some free time away from, a little separation from our career from time to time. And it's really important to have an identity outside of your license. I've seen this in law enforcement. I've seen this in a lot of different industries where folks identify so much as, what they do in their career. And then when they eventually retire, they're lost. Some of them get lost because their whole identity was wrapped up in, being a police officer or this. And Kyle, thankfully, he did not lose his identity. he was able to create a beautiful life outside of being a police officer. But I've seen that in that industry and others where that's their identity. And it's like, y'all, build a life outside of your career too.
Yeah.
Plus,
so you got to have a life.
You got to have a life. A fulfilled agent will perform better than a stressed one.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you golf this weekend. You take Tina out for meals. You go do other things to where you can have a nice balance. You're going for several weeks this year on vacation because guess what? You can and you want to, and you want to have other things in your life besides our careers.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got to. I learned that early on in real estate that if I didn't leave the area, it wasn't a real vacation because you'll just segue with right back into, this person wants to list. When you're on vacation, you have your assistant or somebody handling it for you. He'll be back on Tuesday. I can set an appointment for you right now, or you want somebody on your team go out and take it right away. So we have to, like you said earlier, delegate. Yeah. When I used to go on vacation, I gave my assistant a script. I said, unless something's on fire, when I check in once every other day, all you say is, everything's great, Rick. Have a good time. That's her script when I call in, unless something's on fire or there's a major problem, right?
I love it.
Anyway. All right, last point because we got to fly. We got like 2.5 minutes.
Well, we're done with the points for now. I think I'm going to save some for future and just give my movie review. It's not really a review. I'm just endorsing a movie.
Yeah.
Song Sung Blue is a phenomenal movie. If you like music, you like acting, I think you ought to like Neil Diamond music to see it because there is a lot played throughout. It's just a great movie. I've seen it 3 times in the theater. Maybe I'll go.
It's actually very good. It borderlines chick flickish, but it's very very good. I saw it with Tina and it came with rave reviews, and I think you know who that was. And we went to see it. She actually loved it. She thought it was a great movie, and it is good. I seeing those two in roles, being Hugh Jackman and what's her name, Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson singing was very interesting, and I was still waiting for his fist to clinch and have these big swords come out of him, but it never happened.
Wolverine.
He never turned into Wolverine. He was. What a great actor when you can be typecast as that and then come out and do something like this and do a really good job. Same with her. She's great. I know. And do you have a dad joke, a horrific dad joke to end this call? I could be responsible for one. Yes. I'm reading a book right now about anti-gravity. I can't put it down.
Wow. Really?
I can't put it down.
All right.
Yeah.
That's bad.
There you go.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for having me. Thank you so very much. That was awful.
Thanks for being. It's always a different vibe when you're on, and it's a good one. So enjoy it. Keep it rocking. You're doing a great job. Everybody out there, if you didn't hear something you could use today, keep coming because you'll hear something eventually.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Thanks
so
much. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye.